Only it's down here. Hi everyone. I am returning to an artist which I listened to once before. That is Tori Amos. And when I listened to her, the first time I listened to her song Winter. Well, today I'm listening to a song called Cornflake Girl. And I really have no idea what a cornflake girl is, unless it's maybe some advertising on a cornflake box. Anyway, I need to read my little notes here and then we'll listen. Cornflake Girl was released on January 10, 1994 as the first single from her second studio album, Under the Pink. Peaking at number 7 on the US Billboard Bubbling Under Hot 100, Cornflake Girl also experienced commercial success worldwide. The inspiration for Cornflake Girl came from a conversation Tori Amos was having with a longtime friend about female genital mutilation in Africa, specifically how a close female family member would betray the victim by performing the procedure. That's some pretty heavy-duty conversational material, isn't it? Amos has said that growing up, the name they gave to girls who would hurt you despite close friendship was Cornflake Girls. Really? I never heard of that before. Cornflake Girls. Maybe I just wasn't in on the... Well, 94. Anyway, obviously it wasn't my crowd. It wasn't my time. What a way of describing, what a name for someone like that. This is going to be interesting. Let's see how it sounds. I like the way the piano kind of growls up into it.
Never was a cornflake girl. Thought that was a good solution, hanging with the raisin girls. She's gone to the other side, giving us a yo-heave-ho. Things are getting kind of gross, and I go at sleepy time. This is not really, this is not really happening. You bet your life it is. You bet your life it is. Oh, honey, you bet your life it's a peel out the watchword. Just peel out the watchword. She knows what's going on.
So, this is interesting. I guess as I'm listening, I'm not really sure. Well, I'm not sure where this is going. That's the truth. It sounds so carefree, so kind of just hanging out and having fun, just the musical element of it. I'm listening to the lyrics as well, and I'm hearing so many sounds like phrases that were trendy at some point or something. I mean, the phrases that I don't really know exactly what they mean. Kind of like Cornflake Girl. Okay, that the paragraphs explain that to me. Cornflake Girl. Okay, hanging with the Raisin Girls. Oh, okay, we've got cornflakes and raisins. I can kind of guess that Raisin Girls are different from Cornflake Girls. She's gone to the other side. I can kind of make that out. Things are getting kind of gross, and I go at sleepy time. I feel like that's more than just stringing some words together. I feel like there's some, should I say, schoolgirl lingo involved in this song, which I am clearly clueless about. And just scanning through the lyrics on the further down, there are all kinds of phrases thrown together, which is kind of fun. I just wish that I understood more of really what's being expressed, or perhaps, maybe, Cornflake girl is a legitimate expression that was in use at some time, and these others are maybe made-up expressions. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm just putting it right out there for all of you. If you know, if you can explain some of these figures of speech, I would love to hear really how they were used, and maybe have a little bit more understanding of the expression of this piece lyrically. However, well, why did I stop and say that? I stopped to say that because, before I lose my train of thought, because, the idea of this being inspired by a conversation about female genital mutilation, I mean, that's pretty dark stuff, isn't it? And it's brutal, and it's really terrible. I was a bit surprised to hear the song so cheery and kind of, it's not just carefree. It's like, well, there are different ways of being carefree. You can be carefree in I suppose it could represent a school-age girl carefree before she is faced with something like this, but I get the feeling that this isn't actually about that topic. It may have been inspired by that topic, but it sounds to me that conversation might have, sparked the inspiration to write a song about cornflake girls, but not necessarily about that topic. Again, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but these are the ideas and the questions that are coming up as I'm starting to listen to this. Maybe this is a good time for me to remind you, my audience, whoever's listening to this, watching this video, that I am truly listening to this music for the first time. I've never heard it before. I don't know it. And so when I run into something that I don't understand or I don't get, my goal is to be perfectly transparent. And so I'm telling you because I don't understand this part of this song, the lyrics. Sometimes I am able to come up with something that makes sense to me with my background, my experience. But here I am, shall I say befuddled? And I'm also doing this not just for entertainment purposes. I'm doing this for educational purposes. I want to learn to understand this music. As a musician, as a professional musician, I value music and I want to understand the music I listen to. So if those of you out there who are familiar with this and you do feel like you get it, wish to enlighten me, please do so. I will be delighted to hear what you have to say. On the other hand, of course, I always hope that you get something out of my experience as well, and that's why I try to share things that I hope will be educational and enlightening to you as well. Anyway, having said all that, I'm just going to leave these lyrics on the side. I'm going to wait to hear what you all have to contribute, and I'm going to simply focus on the music in the song. So let's continue.
Out the watch would just peel out the watchword. She knows what's going on. Seems we got a cheaper feel now. All the sweet teas are gone. Gone to the other side with my encyclopedia. Must have paid her a nice price. She's putting on a string, big love. This is not really happening. You bet your life it is. You bet your life it is.
Some lively bass there.
Oh, honey, you bet your life. It's a peel out the watchword, just peel out the watchword.
I'm listening to the piano especially right now. noticing something about the piano playing, the piano part in this piece, and that is what a wide range it is covering, all the way from way down in the bass, bum da dum. Even the first couple of notes of the song were coming from deep down in the bass range, and then these places where the texture thins out and it's just voice and piano, and the piano's way up here in the treble. And as I started noticing, oh, it's way down here, it's way up here. And then now we're in a passage where there's a bit of each, but I'm noticing how distinct each part of the piano range is from the other. It's almost like there are two different instruments being used, and yet it's just the piano. But you really notice, I really notice a clarity and a distinction between the low range and the high range. Let's back it up just a little bit.
Out the watch would just
Here.
peel. Out the watch would
Way down here. But it's up here now still. So we've got both ends. Now in the middle. But still it's kind of in the upper range. And down here. Swirling mix of voices there. And dizzying. Moving down, moving down. Interesting feel to the piano. And well, you know, stylistically, to me, it feels pretty standard, shall I say? It has typical swing, dum da dum ba dum ba dum dum ba dum ba bum. You know, the classic bass line, the classic, you know, sort of jazzy, bluesy influenced swing rhythm, dum da dum ba dum ba dum, running around the keys, all of that. But it's the clarity of the different ranges that stand out to me in the piano that really caught my attention. The other thing that really caught my ear was that portion where the voices, it was as if, you know, the voices just ended up in this sort of swirling mix, one after the other. And the thing that really makes it work so well is because of the presence of a fair bit of vibrato. So you get this dizzy, spinning in circles, mixing, kind of lose your bearings moment. Let's go back and enjoy that again, because that was kind of fun. And I haven't heard that exact kind of singing mixture in most, I don't know if I've heard any piece in this whole rock project that has that exact feel there. So it kind of stands out to me.
peel out the watch would.
So here's the portion where we can really notice the distinctive elements, and I guess I talked about it, but you know, you can say the piano is just kind of I'm not even going to try to imitate the piece exactly, but it's that sort of style, you know. I can just make something up on 5 black notes that could kind of fit in there, right? And then the yada da dum, yada da dum, da da dee 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 dee. Only it's down here. That sort of yada da da dum. It's the swing feel and that sort of happy-go-lucky, you know, running around the keys. But now, what's coming in the voices? Starts here. Here. It's as if it's offset, layered, and kind of spinning in circles. A whirlpool. And as it starts to unravel, it starts to clean up a bit. Here is where the first time I actually noticed much about the guitar. And it's just a simple little figure that's being repeated, where the guitar finally steps up and doesn't really even step to the mic, but it's as if that imaginary whirlpool chorus steps apart and lets you at least see the guitarist back here, dee-dee-dee-dee, and here we are. It's as if they're making room, spreading apart. Notice the vibrato, there's a lot of it. And then suddenly, it all stops. So about this vibrato, I remember this voice. I remember the vibrato with Winter, but it was a completely different song, really, and it felt different. Now here, it feels like she is using her vibrato and she's using her voice in a way that, well, as I said, we have this. That sort of stuff, right? And it creates a thicker padding, should I say. It's as if you're walking on a thick carpet where you step down and your feet press in and leave footprints behind. There's a thickness to the texture because when you play 2 notes, it thickens things much more than just 1 note. And even when you're running around quickly, dancing around the keys, it all adds depth to the sonic experience. And I feel like her use of the vibrato in this song is doing the same thing vocally. So, because vibrato is a sort of wavering of pitch, right? It's a very controlled wavering of pitch, and it's done in such a way that we don't feel like it has gone out of tune or off pitch. But the fact is, there are different pitches in existence in that vibrato, and you can have a wide vibrato, narrow, and all sorts of different variants. But if you listen to what's happening with her voice in this song, it's as if it is really creating a sort of deep carpet experience in the vocal lines. And especially, it stood out to me especially when we got into that swirling whirlpool section where you have the vibrato coming in different moments, different of the vocal parts. And I'm going to say different voices, although it kind of sounds like it could be all Tori Amos's voice herself, maybe just recording different parts. I don't know for sure, but I kind of feel like the voices sound so similar. But regardless, I'm just going to say voices because it is different vocal parts there. And so you get this not just tapestry of surface intricacy. It's a depth to it. And that is where it really just jumped out at me. And suddenly I felt like, yes, this is how I would describe what's happening, how she's using her voice in this song. It is this stepping on a thick carpet feel. And it's really creative, actually, and a good way of adding warmth and richness when you have such a light voice as Tori Amos. Her voice is not a velvety or rich or deep full voice. It's very light and silvery. And so when you want a warmer or a thicker feel, how to do it? Well, she's done it here, and quite nicely. It was enjoyable to listen and notice and hear all of that. Well, as I said, I'm not going to touch on the whole lyrical meaning or how that relates to the music because I feel kind of lost there. But those are my first musical impressions, and I am so eager to hear what further input and comments you have to say, and I'll be reading and following and looking forward to it. I'll see you soon.